Introducing first, fighting out of the flames of purgatory, she is the flame that never burns out, Vicious Vicki!
We haven't seen Vicious Vicki in a couple of months here. We know she has eyes on Rebecca J. Scott and the Women's Championship. And a whole lot of people have eyes on her.
After we saw that abrupt change in attitude a few months back, Mark, Vicious Vicki has been, well, vicious, but a different type of vicious, an absolutely sinister human being.
And her opponent, she's fighting out of Southern Maryland. She is the law of attraction, Journey Burke Esq.
Journey Burke also coming back here. A lot of history between these two, as I'm sure you're aware, Mark. And it is going to be an interesting contest between these two. Both of these competitors have a lot to prove, not only to themselves, to each other, but also to the faithful here in the Mecca.
You know, Journey just took an L to Azalea, the arm wrestling champion here on our front row.
Undefeated.
Undefeated, yeah, she beat me. Beat me twice today, actually.
And you're swole as hell.
I'm working towards that, and I'm probably going to retire. I think I'm going to hang up the old arm strap and call it a day.
Right.
But meanwhile, so Vicki and Journey Burke, they wrestled previously last year, and we saw the promo from Journey Burke earlier saying that she is not the same competitor back then as she is right now. And you can say the exact same about Vicious Vicki, as they both have eyes on Rebecca J. Scott, as we bolster the women's division here in Pro Wrestling Magic with these two women going at it, talented. Only one of them is going to win with their hand raised, and only one of them can get one step closer to the women's championship.
That's absolutely true, and I mean, as you heard the gong sound, and we are on Journey Burke, Vicious Vicki, women's action here. Match number 2 tonight at Last One Standing here in Pro Wrestling Magic. Thank you so much for joining us here, ladies and gentlemen. Use the hashtag This Is Magic up there in the top corner, and visit us on our social medias, Wrestling Magic on the Twitter, and Pro Wrestling Magic on Instagram. Find us on Facebook and YouTube. You know the rest of the deal. Smash that like button, subscribe, do the whole 9, because we are here to provide you with the beautiful Pro Wrestling Magic content that you've come to know and love.
Absolutely, Jimmy. Hell of a sell there. Also, I want to really give a shout out to the Basement Bookers. Sponsor me once again this year. You can find them on YouTube and all the usual podcast platforms every weekend with a brand new episode. And like Jimmy said, follow them, of course, on social media, but follow us on social media. Let us know what you like. With your feedback, we continue to give you some of the best wrestling here in New Jersey and on IWTV.
Nice slap from Vicious Vicki there.
Now that almost all the plugs are out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, we can get right back into the action here. Big back elbow there. Vicious Vicki showing her vicious side here against Miss Journey Burke Esquire. And a big, just clubbing fist shot right to the center of the spine, Mikey.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Vicious Vicki is showing why she has earned that nickname, and she's just going to show it tenfold against Journey Burke, because, I mean, whether we like to admit it or not, Vicious Vicki's probably looking at this as a warm-up match. She's probably looking past Journey Burke towards the Pro Wrestling Magic Women's Championship, and that could cost her at the end.
That's true, Mikey. We know things are getting a little crowded in the division. You know, Kyla McKenna will be challenging Rebecca J. Scott next month at our 9-year anniversary show. We also know from last month, Kelsey Reagan not happy with the disqualification. Rebecca J. Scott taking the easy way out of that match. So you know she has eyes on the championship as well. So this scene is getting crowded. Maybe not enough room for both women here to move on up the ranks. Only one of them is really going to make a claim to move on up and contend with those other women I just named.
And now just Journey Burke Esquire now floating through, taking the arm. Big Maestro, 1, 2, no. 1, 2, bunch of back and forth, trading, pinning predicaments, single leg drop kick with the hesitation on the second foot there from Ms. Burke.
That just shows. Go ahead, Mark.
Journey Burke is training with Speedball Mike Bailey, so you know she's all about those pitting combinations, turning them around in quick succession, making your opponent extend even more energy and more air.
Well, yeah, you got to know. You got to go in there, and you got to do what you got to do to win the match. Sometimes it doesn't matter how. Sometimes it doesn't matter how fast. You got to believe that she's in there.
Oh, watch out!
DDT on the apron from Vicious Vicky. Look at the look in the eyes, Mark.
The hardest part of the ring.
You know, Vicky once called herself vivacious, but since we've seen this new attitude of her, that's all gone away. It's the Devil's Daughter, just driving Journey's head into the apron. Yes, indeed, the hardest part of the ring. Take a shot at playing along with the wrestling tropes at home. I just made a reference to the apron.
Well, very good there, Mark. Very good. Oh, and just a couple more shots right there on the outside of the ring. Neither of these women can really afford to make this a count-out loss for either of them. So they got to try and get back in there. And I know they want to cause as much punishment as possible, Mark, but what they got to do is they got to get back in the center of the ring and try to pin or submit their opponent. Their referee at 6 now.
And to my point earlier, Journey Burke Esq showed how squirrely she was by making Vicious Vicky work for that pinfall attempt. And again, on the outside, she was throwing haymakers.
Squirrely. I like that word, Mikey, unlike your shirt, which I hate so much.
I hate it too.
You guys are just jealous.
We'll take it out in post. Can we take it out? We'll take it out in post, and then we'll burn it. And we'll live stream the burning and we'll raise money for a charity.
I like that. You have your people call my people?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So anyway, big boot there. Surprised. I'm very surprised Journey Burke is still in it after her face got rocked off of the apron on the outside just moments ago, Mark. But she, with a hell of a kick right in the corner, right to the mush of Vicious Vicky as she rolls through. Incredible persistence.
You heard
and
it.
a hanging DDT, hanging clothesline there on the in the corner. Vicious Vicky, nobody home. And now floating through possibly for a cover. No.
And that kind of shows how the lights are on, but nobody's home in Vicious Vicky's case. She telegraphed that elbow strike a mile away.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was absolutely just instinct out of the body of Vicious Vicky. And Journey Burke was able to move comfortably out of the way and try and get a pinning predicament moving and going. It unfortunately didn't work out, but she was able to follow it up quickly with a side kick to the head while seated.
And I don't want anyone to get it twisted. Vicious Vicky would never do that unless she was knocked for a loop.
All right, don't start your shit now. Your shirt is speaking volumes enough. Thank you to our lovely production crew at GoPro Wrestling for blocking the awfulness that is on his t-shirt the best that they can. And we apologize to everyone watching at home on IWTV and everyone here in person that they had to do it.
You're all just jealous. You, production, and the people
And now
at home.
lining up for a kick, but she took a little too long because Vicious Vicky was able to catch the knee and then bopped it out of the way and shots right to the chest, driving the air out of the lungs. Vicious Vicky now, big double fist to the chest and another one.
Journey Burke making the same mistake Brandon Downey did, got a little too full of herself, and now it's costing her.
Elbow in the corner again, and then a big natural selection type blockbuster on the floor too. Nothing doing, just a 2 count, says senior referee Rob.
Journey Burke has learned a lot since these two last faced off in May. She said herself she's not the same wrestler that she was then. She finds success as she wrestles elsewhere. She builds up her pedigree. But right now she's getting the clutches of a Dragon Sleeper-like maneuver here.
Maybe going for a reverse DDT, but Journey out of it. Rolling through with the neckbreaker fisherman combination.
Smart, go for the pin, very smart.
1, 2, and no!
She could not have been much quicker on the pinfall than that. It was just, Vicious Vicky was able to kick out at the last nanosecond from that move.
And I think that's why Journey Burke Esquire has that face of pure shock on her. She did get on it, like you said, Mark, as soon as she possibly could.
And now both women to their knees, and now it appears they're going to be, yes, trading some vicious, absolutely destructive shots to the face. Both women just fists, elbows, trying to find that one thing that's going to put the other one down for the count of 3. Oh, and another shot to the chest.
and that's got to be Jimmy because she took the 0.5 seconds to scream, the primal rage scream. That's why Vicious Vicky was able to catch her. And there too, there again.
And lifting her up just raw, straight!
Face first, body first.
Crossface. Vicious Vicky has got it pretty much almost cinched in.
Journey trying to drag herself to the ropes, trying
She
to
is
break
in the
flame.
center of the ring though, Mark, and she's very quickly moving her legs under.
Awareness there.
Referee's got to see it. Referee's got to see it.
Was looking right at it, but she can't touch the rope.
Smart on Vicious Vicky there to cover the referee's line sight there.
Absolutely.
Here's your winner, the result of a submission, Vicious Vicky.
Vicious Vicky able to get in the way of the eye line of the ref, like you said, Mikey, and the ref did not see the foot of Journey Burke under the rope. Therefore, she should have broken the submission attempt, but it was too much for her. The referee didn't see it, and it caused Journey Burke to tap out. Unfortunately, that is the way that this match has gone. Vicious Vicky will get the W in the books.
And I was going to say, maybe I pointed out the great ring awareness on Journey Burke of being able to crawl to the rope, but maybe she didn't realize that she was actually under the rope, hence why she tapped, because she couldn't take it anymore. But I noticed she was actually pointing to her feet to the referee, so she did realize it.
I mean, we're not inside that ring. We'll never know for sure, but obviously, Mark, Mikey, we saw with our own eyes that hold should have been broken. And I guess we're just gonna have to wait and find out what management says and see how this one pans out for the rest